Hello and welcome to a Smurd P video, and today we're looking at Doctor Who, the 15th Doctor, issue 4. Now this was already delayed in terms of release. In my mind it probably should have been released in October, however it was not. And then my comic book store that I get my comics from had an issue with getting their comics in from across the pond. So unfortunately this is very delayed, and I am trying to play catch up. I will review any comics that I am behind on until I am finally back on track and going in the right order. So whoopsie daisy, it's a good start, isn't it? So we have all the characters there as you would expect. Let me just zoom out slightly, try and get that into a place. Right, so written by Dan Waters, artist Kelsey Ramsey, colorist Valentina Bianconi. Yeah, there we go. So our Doctor has lost Maria. She's been captured, and he is very upset by it, etc. And then he finds the doll with a certain transporter in it, which will be explained later in the story. But he's figured it out. Oh, it's why it's them. So Maria is being taken down the wall of screams, but she is not interested in all these different screams, because the only thing that makes her scream and terrified is not his bottle seller, it is Cybermen. And then he asks her, "Are you going to scream for me?" Such a brave girl. Apologies, I have a cold. I will try not to sniff because it's quite disgusting. So the Doctor, so the people are saying how the mole was meant to be this nice, safe place, and why isn't it a safe place? They're just trying to figure it out. But there were bugs, there were killer robots, and then the Doctor says, "It's because you were scared. You were scared, and because of that, a little girl was kidnapped because you were ignoring certain things whilst you were scared. You know, you allowed these things to happen, and you almost got my friend killed. And I'm the Doctor. I'm very upset, and I'm here to make you scream." So looks like he is very scared. So then there are screams, and I feel like I wish this was on another page, because it would have added to, is the Doctor doing something very, very naughty? But he's not. They're just playing along. He's probably just said, "Look, if you scream, this will bring this summoner out, and I can go save Maria." So they're having a screaming competition. Who would have thought that would have been such fun? Meanwhile, the Doctor is able to go into the cellar of screams, and he's trying to find Maria, and to find her he needs her to actually scream so I can find her and I can help her. So they get her, and the Doctor says all these wonderful places that he has seen and been, and you know what helps? Smashing thing with a baseball bat and golf club. So they are damaging the screams now, releasing them. No actual effects from them as they're released, you know, like a boom, or whatever. So now the summoner has a vendetta. He's going to make him suffer for an eternity, and he uses the Cybermen to begin that. However, Ruby has a trump card up her sleeve as she holds a white star, and if you let that go, now that is going to make a big kaboom, and it will take everything away from here. So it's almost like a gamble, a clever gamble, because then the summoner says, "Well, I've got to go," but he doesn't go without leaving a sort of hint that the one who waits is coming, Doctor. Now, I could take this either way. They could mean from the actual series, they're referring to the series, or they're gonna come back and do another little mini series, because why not? There's potential here, and continue this little story. So, but he's gone, and then the Doctor starts explaining how he pieced it all together. The Cybermen weren't here because of me, because I was frightened. They were here because of you, and you've got a vortex manipulator, one-way travel. So Maria tells the story how she was on the ship, but the Cybermen were on there, and the parents had one last thing: I'm going to send you back to Earth, hopefully to your auntie. You can go on Starship UK, auntie and uncle, sorry. And then she says, don't scream, Maria. Unfortunately, the parents obviously screamed in that moment. So Maria's returned to her auntie, and yeah, end of the story sort of thing. So, and that scream was what brought the summoner to that deathly mole, so to speak. And then they start talking about other things. One of those shoppers, it was that woman, the one we've seen before, the ambulance, Lindy's mum. We've seen her loads of places. So it does make reference to season 1, if I'm thinking correct, in Susan Twist. I guess that's it. So maybe that other reference was actually to the series, and this is just a sort of a filler adventure in there. So then they start talking about the Karanka, and I've forgotten her name now. Damn it. Ruby. Goodness, it just popped out of my head. It's early. I haven't had enough coffee. Please be nice. So Ruby starts talking about her regret. She tried to help them, bring them out in the light, tell them it wasn't scary. And then the Dot says, you know what happens in the summer is cockroaches, you know what it does to them? It makes them fly, etc. This planet may not be inhabitable, but because of what you did, they were able to live on this planet free for a period of time because you brought them into the light. So a happy, all well-rounded ending because of everything that happened, and the sort of ending you would expect from a Doctor Who episode. So I thought this was actually quite cool. I actually really do like the summoner. I would like to see him more, because he's quite a creepy character, and I feel like there is lots of potential for more adventures. Not straight away. You've got to have those filler things, otherwise you have a villain in things too much, and then it's just like, oh, you're overusing the villain. But hey ho, it is what it is. So I'm glad to say that I finally gone through this issue. I did like the Doctor Who. If there is another mini series, I think I will have to weigh up if I want to do it. I feel like I would do it because I've started this journey now, so I think it's happening anyway. I hope you like my video. If you do, please do support my channel by subscribing. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. It's really appreciative. Make sure you look after yourself, very important these days. And as always, embrace the geekiness. Take care. Goodbye.